Welcome, my fellow masters. With March almost upon us, you know that FGO's pseudo White Day event is just around the corner. Generally speaking, it's referred to as the Chaldea Boys event, but this year's specific event title is the Aeaean Spring Breeze, The Witch, Delightful Companions, and a New Adventure. And it looks like we'll be getting to know Cersei a bit better in this story. The event will run from February 28th through to March 9th, so a duration of about 9 days, a little shorter than most other events. To participate, you just need to have cleared Fuyuki. Given the relatively short duration of the event, Aeaean Spring Breeze is pretty simple in its format. There will be a main quest, and as you clear a section of it, a subsequent free quest will unlock. You can proceed to clear any and all free quests of this event to obtain various items, including event shop currency. But that's pretty much it. No point ladders or mission-based objectives. Just go through the main quest story and farm the free quests for shop currency. There will be a release schedule for main quest sections, starting with the first 2 sections being immediately available. There will be a total of 6 sections for the main quest, plus the epilogue, and 8 different free quests. Once you complete the main quest line, you will be rewarded with 1 Holy Grail. You will also gain a total of 7 Saint Quartz from the main quest sections, along with 2 Bronze Apples, 2 Silver Apples, and 4 Golden Apples from clearing all of the associated free quests. For this event, there will be a 50% damage bonus available to all male servants. The brand new 5-star rider released with this event, Odysseus, will get a damage bonus of 100%. So if you were fortunate enough to summon him, then he should make things a lot easier. Otherwise, keep an eye out for him on your friend's support lists. It should also be noted, servants like Astolfo or Enkidu, as examples pictured here, will also gain the event damage bonus of 50%. The main reason to farm the free quests for this event would be to obtain the event shop currencies: dubious honey, creepy medicinal herbs, and suspicious bags of wheat. They all definitely sound Cersei related to me. Looking at the items available for purchase with dubious honey, most notable are the Ascension materials: 10 scarabs, 20 primordial langunos, and 20 crowns of silvery light, which is something relatively recent that came with the Atlantis Lost Belt. 3,600 dubious honey in total will be needed to purchase everything here. For the creepy medicinal herb items, of note, there are 10 foreign god hearts, 20 phoenix feathers, and 20 horseshoes. To buy everything shown, a total of 2,900 herbs will be needed. Lastly, the items pictured here require the suspicious bags of wheat currency, and a total of 3,350 wheat will be required to purchase everything. Again, just highlighting the Ascension material, there are 20 Eternal Gears, 20 Forbidden Pages, and 30 Spinal Fluid. Naturally, there are event craft essences available through the summoning banner that provide drop bonuses for these shop currencies. And this time there are a variety of new limited CEs that feed into the whole Chaldea Boys collection aspect of the event. The limited 5-star CEs Royal Traveling Incognito and Blue Illusion will both give a +1 drop to honey. Both CEs have interesting effects, with Royals Traveling providing invincibility for 2 attacks and a critical damage increase. Plus, it has all attack scaling. And Blue Illusion allows invincibility to be ignored and provides a pretty significant NP damage increase. The 4-star CEs Exclusive Tailor, the Dante's Files, and High and Mighty Student Council President will each provide a +1 drop to herbs. Of the 3, I like Exclusive Tailor's effects and its all attack scaling. Then we come to the 3-star CEs Sengoku Freestyle, which is what was translated to the English version, God's Deal, Daddy's Letter Show, and Buzzer Beater, all providing a +1 drop to Wheat. Special mention to that slam dunk art style of Buzzer Beater. A quick note about these CEs. Part of the Chaldea Boys collection campaign is to provide an exchange ticket called a CBC 2022 Special Invitation to every player. This can be found in the player's present box and can be used to exchange for one of these CEs through the DaVinci shop. So take a look at which one of these CEs you like, either for their effects or possibly even their art, and claim it with that special invitation ticket. As I touched on earlier, the new 5-star rider Odysseus is the featured servant for this event. He's a non-limited SSR servant with an arts-based AoE MP. Odysseus has some party utility with his first skill providing an increase to quick and arts performance, plus a unique type of taunt. He also has a 30% battery that also gives him a 1-turn star absorb, along with being immune to charm for a lengthy 5 turns. To round things out, he has a 1-turn invincibility that also increases his defense for 3 turns. Notably, he also gains a 1-turn buff removal resistance, which can really come in handy against enemies that have an MP effect of removing buffs. On the flip side, Odysseus has one such MP, where it can first remove all enemies' defensive buffs, including evade, invincibility, and even Castoria's anti-purge defense from her MP. Plus, the OC effect is quite nice, being an increase to his MP damage that activates first. So having an AoE Arts MP, Odysseus can work with Castoria for some MP looping shenanigans. Though, from what I can see, he doesn't quite have the raw looping ability of Rider DaVinci. But aside from that, he seems to me like a good AoE rider, bringing several things to the table, including his enemy defensive buff removing MP. So if you don't already have an SSR AoE rider, then Odysseus is worth considering. However, given how tight things are with SQ due to Castoria coming, you shouldn't feel like you're missing out if you don't roll for him here. Odysseus is non-limited and will be added to the general summoning pool after this event. Plus, he will be back on Rate Up during next year's Chaldea Boys event. Special note though, he will not be available with the upcoming free SSR ticket that is expected with the 17 million downloads event. As the Chaldea Boys banner is essentially a counterpart to the all-female servant banner of Valentine's, only male servants will be summonable here. And there will be a rotating lineup of all the non-limited and story-locked 5-star male servants. As shown on this lineup schedule, Odysseus will be available every day of the banner, so keep in mind it will be a shared rate up with other SSRs other than the first and last day of this banner. There is one exception to being restricted to all male servants for this banner: the non-limited 4-star caster Circe. She has a single target buster MP that can be fired off quite easily thanks to her significant NP battery of 60 to 120% depending on skill level. Circe can also debuff the enemy's defense and inflict them with poison, but most notable is her ability to remove the party's debuffs. Her MP has a stun-like effect with a humorous animation of turning certain enemies into pigs, and it also removes their offensive buffs. If you don't have the likes of Sanzang or Ilya and missed out on the welfare caster Shuten, Circe would solidly fill the role of a single target caster in your roster. However, she is non-limited and can show up on nearly any banner, so I wouldn't try to specifically roll for her here unless you're in desperate need of an ST caster. But if you were planning to roll for Odysseus anyway, or another SSR on rotation, then that essentially works out nicely. A quick PSA on a banner that is expected to appear several days after the event starts: the CBC 2018 to 2021 Craft Essence banner. And the reason I bring this up is simply for one particular CE that many may want and don't yet have: the 4-star CE Outrage, which has a 1-turn taunt effect. The banner itself will feature a rotation of Chaldea Boys Collection CEs from different years, and the year Outrage will be on is the CBC 2019 collection. So if you want to try for Outrage, then keep a particular eye out for this. If SQ is far too tight, but you really want Outrage, not to worry, as there will be another opportunity to roll for it next year during the 20 million downloads campaign. There is also a way to obtain a copy with rare prisms for those that didn't play the original CBC 2019 event. I'll leave a link in the description to a past video I made on that topic. For the best shop currency farming spots, wheat can be farmed in the free quest Small Serving, which has all Berserker enemies. Notable Ascension materials, reactor cores, and ghost lanterns may also drop here. Herb currency can be best obtained in the free quest Regular Serving, which has all archer enemies. Notable Ascension materials that may drop here are Divine Wine and Gunpowder. And finally, for honey, the free quest Large Serving is the best place to farm. This node contains all saber enemies. It's also possible for Star Fragments and Fool's Chains to drop here. One aspect I've neglected in my previous event guides was going over the challenge quest. So this will be the first. Once all the main quests have been completed, the challenge quest will unlock, but only if you have also cleared Solomon. The reward for clearing the CQ is 1 crystallized lore, which is usual, but this is the only lore obtainable in the event. The fight is against a beefed up Odysseus with a few gimmicks. At the start, Odysseus will have a permanent critical damage increase, plus he will also have Aeaean Mark I, which gives him an attack up and increased debuff resistance. Additionally, all damage from servants will be neutral, and this will last until his first HP bar is broken. When his first HP bar is broken, Aeaean Mark I will be removed, so counterclass damage will be effective. However, he gains an annoying unremovable regenerating buff that gives him an evade that lasts for 2 attacks. And this evade will keep regenerating at the end of every turn until his second HP bar is broken. After you get through his second HP bar, Odysseus gains the Aeaean Mark II, another annoying buff that gives him an attack up once again, debuff immunity, and a damage resist that halves all damage from servants except for mash. This is permanent and unremovable. So, given the gimmicks of the first and third HP bar, it would be good to take advantage of the event damage bonus and bring a male servant as your main attacker. Preferably a single target assassin, so you have the best advantage during the second HP bar gimmick. And during his final HP bar, at least the 50% event damage bonus nullifies Odysseus' damage resistance buff to bring your main attacker back to doing neutral damage. Interestingly, Kama is counted among the servants that receive the event damage bonus, so she would make a good choice to tackling this challenge quest. As would Assassin Li Xuan, who has a 1-turn pierce invincibility to deal with that pesky evade. Other notable male assassins with the ability to get through an evade is Emiya Assassin and Sasaki Kojiro. If you're using Kama, or a male assassin like King Hassan or Okada Izu, who doesn't have their own ignore, evade, or pierce invincibility, then equipping a CE with those effects on them is an option. It just so happens the 5-star CE Blue Illusion from this year's Chaldea Boys collection has an ignore invincibility effect, and the very recent Welfare CE Knitting Love from Valentine's ignores evasion. There is also the CE from New Year's See Emptiness as the Path that can also be a good choice with its pierce invincibility. Just keep in mind that with class advantage largely negated for 2/3 of this fight, it is likely to take a while to chip away at Odysseus' HP. So another option would be to power through with critical attacks. That said, Super Orion might be a good option here for that, and he also happens to have his own pierce invincibility that lasts for 3 turns. So as far as events go, Aeaean Spring Breeze should be rather chill. If all you care about is completing the main story and obtaining the Grail, then natural AP is all you will need. Just keep in mind that the event duration is shorter than the usual 2 weeks, so the overall amount of natural AP available will be less, so take that into account if you're farming for the event shop. Well, I hope that any or all of this information was helpful in some way. Please hit that like button if you thought so, or if you just simply enjoyed it. It really helps out the channel, as does subscribing if you haven't already. And if you're rolling for Odysseus, then I will be joining you in that. So please look forward to another video of my adventures with the gacha. Best of luck to all. Many thanks for watching, and until the next one.